Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to my video diary as an education ambassador, where I give you the scoop on what's going on in education in our community every Sunday evening. I hope you had a wonderful week and that you continue to stay safe and healthy. Tonight, I will talk to you about how well things are going on the DOE front and the COVID-19 front. And again, parents, don't ever forget to advocate for your children and yourselves. And students, don't ever give up on your right to advocate for yourselves. Inform yourselves and speak up. Remember to keep building those relationships and to keep having those conversations. On the DOE front, it would appear that blended learning is not working as well as the mayor and the chancellor expected. Parents and students are increasingly choosing to go fully remote. About 60% of students are now fully remote. The blended experience is not what they told us it would be. In some cases, children are going to school to attend remote classes with bad internet connections in school buildings. Yes, that is what I just said. In some cases, students are going to school to attend remote classes with bad internet connections in school buildings. Students are also discovering that they can't really socialize with their peers, and it's not as easy to bond with the teachers who must socially distance as well. Teachers are complaining that they can't actually get to know students remotely or in person. In person, they say the masks are a barrier to communication. As one teacher put it to me, Farah, you don't realize how much communication is actually nonverbal. As such, he continued, the social emotional piece becomes so much more difficult because teachers can't tell how their students are feeling through masks. And the students in turn can't tell how their teachers are responding to them through masks. Well, obviously, children and parents are voting with their feet and saying no thank you to the mayor and the chancellor when it comes to blended learning. Remotely, both teachers and students are complaining about not being able to force a student or a teacher to turn on a camera for better communication. It's apparently a question of privacy and a legal issue. Teachers are talking about not knowing who's really on the other side of that screen. One teacher said to me, it is difficult to gauge what the children really know or understand because anything can be Googled. To that point, I asked, uh, is it a totally negative thing? Because at least they are researching. And of course, the answer was, well, you can't gauge what they have learned if they can Google the answers or the topics or what have you. So I guess the question we should be asking ourselves is, why didn't the DOE spend more time perfecting remote learning so that some of these issues that we're seeing, that by the way we already saw in the spring, that we wouldn't be seeing them now? The DOE always knew that blended or fully remote, 100% of our students would be learning remotely the majority of the time. Just think about those things for a minute. Parents, please, students and education stakeholders, please just think about those things. And on the COVID-19 front, well, contamination is rising. According to the New York Post, COVID-19 cases in schools have gone up 67% just in the last week. This includes students and staff. Yet, The mayor insists that we are seeing very low level of coronavirus activity in the schools. My question is, should we be seeing any? And for how long will they stay low? This morning I saw a tweet from the mayor where he's asking parents to sign that consent form so that their kids can be tested. Let me just remind you, parents and students and education stakeholders, that testing is not prevention. I'm still interested in knowing how we are preventing the spread of the virus in the buildings, and when they happen in the buildings, how we are making sure they don't get spread in the community, or it doesn't get spread in the community. Because however low the cases may be, for a family who loses a loved one, I don't know that low coronavirus activity in school makes the grade. I suppose that is also part of the reason parents are increasingly electing to keep their children home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to the end of my video diary for this weekend. Have a wonderful week and please stay healthy. And see you next time for another episode of my video diary where I give you the scoop on what's happening in education in our community every Sunday evening. Bye.